everyone, welcome back to another session of Empyrion with Reforged 2. As you can see, I'm sitting kind of lazily outside of a black hole. Popped over to the drone lands again and looking to get a few more drone parts. If I can just show a few things. Yes, I've swapped over to railguns, a bit of focus destruction you could say. And if I come up here to the cores, as you can see I have 2 already, but I can get 4. So I just need to get another 2 of these, which is 500 drone cores. Yeah, all good fun. What can I say? I've got a fair bit of work ahead of me. I'm going to be at this for a few hours, but not to worry, I'm not going to drag you along for all of that. But I did load up on a few railguns, and these guys definitely got some punch with them. And as you can see, I'm just 1,000 over max CPU, thanks to those drone cores, and I'm running silent. But then again, I've been topping up my ammo while sitting here and a few extra power supplies, and that's how my power's been running. I haven't used a single drop of fuel. Well, I've been a little busy. As you can see, there's a fair few there. There's more than 400 of them. That is one huge ammunition container full for them. So I've had to stock a few extras, but as you can see, there's a nice few bits in there. Fair few railgun rounds and a few extra on the side. Sentinels and the machine guns are all loaded up. Wish I had a few more of them, but I want to try and keep the pentaxid for keeping this topped up. But if I, gonna drop one of these in, and I have absolutely no idea what these are for. Can't fit them onto any single weapon I can come across. But it is what it is. If we come down to here, as you can see, nothing but positrons in here. I completely slammed it full, and they are heavy. Surprisingly big and surprisingly heavy. All my railgun rounds, but that's not all of them. I've come well packed. As you can see, some more positrons there. They're the rounds for all my little vessels. A few extra weaponry there. I want to swap out a few. And no, got none in there. And still, I've come well stacked. A nice bit of pentaxid waiting in reserve, and plenty of fuel, which is what I've been sitting here for. So, yes, all ready to go. And give some drones a bit of focused aggression. See how long it takes me to actually get, what, 700-800? Just so I can finish my fighter off as well, max that out. Other than that, I need a load of quantum processors in order to max out the hover vessels. That's a lot of hard work. So, into drone space we go. As I start power things up, top that up. That's all I've used while I've been sitting there. Really is. The reserve off the plasma generators and that has actually been feeding me constructors, including don't know if you noticed, a few extras. Just to kind of get things on the go, you know what I mean? As you can see, I've got superior extenders and a couple of small ones for my little fighter in the other hangar. That one I generally get out for just hunting a bit of meat, you know, chase the wildlife down, get a bit of meat into the fridge, so sort a few burgers out. I'm thinking of upgrading it so it's a little bit more versatile. Just in case I need a little extra. I'm not going to slap a jump drive in it, just a nice upgraded shield maybe and a couple of extra weapons. Might even stick the Falcons on it, to be honest. Got plenty of rounds and where am they? Lost them. They're them. A couple of them just waiting to be used. And I could swap them out for some of the weapons on the ship. Me heavy fighter, but no. I might change the design of that as well, close the wings in. I think it's the weight on the outside of the wings that's slowing it down. But it is what it is. Actually, something I noticed. I don't think I'll get any of the others. $64 kilograms, so it does give you a single weight. I swapped it to hardened steel on my heavy fighter, and apparently it slowed it down. I'm kind of curious. That don't make sense. Why did my fighter slow down and I reduce the weight? Yeah, well. Time to head on in. Ooh, one thing I forgot. Oops. Turn my jet back off. Don't need that in here. I've got gravity. Thank you. This upgrade terminal. Let's see. CV weapons. I have one. Thank you very much. I wonder if it's not showing a positron because it's up at 45%. Okay. Lenovo packing medium weapons. Plus 20% reload. But there's one thing I think I've noticed. Packs a lot more punch as well. Definitely shredding shields a little quicker. There you go. Successfully being updated with classified weapons software. Operational performance has been increased by 20%. Makes me wonder if that's just reload or, as I suspect, overall performance in some degree. Reload's definitely down to below 10 seconds anyway. That's nice. And let's see about the rail guns. Oh, that fires a little quicker. 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost 10 seconds. Cool, cool, cool. Off we go. Yeah, for a small explorer type vessel, this isn't too bad. Let's have a look. I need to turn around a bit. I mean, it's a bit sluggish at the moment because of all the ammo I've got on it. But it certainly does the job. Now, this is a bit of a rinse and repeat operation, you could say. So there'll be plenty going on for quite a few hours yet as I snipe all of these down. Bit of focus destruction, you could say. Yeah, look at that. Count the seconds. There we go. What did I say? Right, 10 seconds for a reload on there. Beats the 15, 16 or even 20 seconds that it might have been. Have I pulled any away? Or is he going to come back for a second attempt? Yes. Get those two upgrades up. A few hydroponics bays on the back there. Maybe extend that middle cargo bay. Bring the wings out a bit. Another, what is it? 64,000, 128,000 CPU altogether. Yeah, a couple of extra thrusters. Extend the back a little bit more for some hydroponics in there. Tidy the inside up a little bit, sort the bridge out. Nice little explorer class vessel that can take care of itself. Ran up against a Gavira class cutter earlier. Fight lasted for about 30 seconds. Still wouldn't trust it against a Tavera. It hasn't got enough punch back, you could say, but can certainly hold its own. I think I can take out something a bit better. Maybe one or two of the carriers. Occasional cruiser, but Tavera, no. All the ammo in this, it's a little sluggish on the operation, you could say. Still, back to business. So, focused destruction, which pretty much seems to be what these are at the moment, and that is definitely a longer burn down time. Yeah, I'm back in the story mission, story centre, and basically just testing out weapons. Seems a good little space to do such as that. While I let the shields take a little bit of damage, so I'll sort this guy out and back off a bit. Focus destruction. I know something else about focus destruction as well. Meditation. No, it's perverted. Very destructive in its nature. Well, a lot of it is taught. Don't get me wrong. I've meditated myself. Usually on scripture. But there's other forms that are dangerous. I mean, I spent 20 years studying the occult. And when you trip over the first slide, the entire system falls apart. first lie I found out was astral projection. You come into it one way, it's right. But I like to look at things in all ways. Then I noticed the lie. So meditation, the occult. Just so you look now, I'll run through a little description, shall I? Now, candle meditation's nice, relaxing, refining, and focusing. Focuses the will. So, candle meditation. Learn how to defocus the eyes as you allow your eyes to actually relax on the flame and let it blur. A technique you learn in order to start working your way to seeing auras, energy fields around organic matter, in some cases magnets. Nice little trick, and it is relaxing. Empty the mind. What a mistake. It's one of the first tricks you learn for clairvoyance, seeing, speaking to the dead. Such a mistake. Here's a little understanding. Going to hell is a one-way trip, we all know that. I don't think there's any faith out there that really believes otherwise. You don't come back from hell. That's a one-way trip, that's judgment. Final. Complete. You could say death row with a one-way door. You're not coming back out. And of course in heaven we remember no sorrow. So, heaven is then off limits to earth, or vice versa. Now we can all turn around and say, oh, but the angels. Bear in mind they have a lot more knowledge and understanding what we do. They are very well versed in the consequences and culpabilities of such actions. Otherwise, the promise of not knowing sorrow would be broken, wouldn't it? When you think about it. I think that just ripped through there. So, why would they want to come back to earth and be reminded of sorrow? That in its very act would break that promise. So the dead really do not speak, do they? Because the dead do not come back. So who are you speaking to, really? If that is the case, then demons, evil spirits, those who don't care about rules, order. After all, we all know about demonic possession, of spirits inhabiting the body who shouldn't be there. That's in every faith and teaching I've ever come across. So that's candle meditation, opening the mind up to wrong influences, bad decisions, regretful actions. So you're there focusing to control your body, bring it to your will. And of course there's the expansions, some of the constructs in witchcraft require mental imagery, a way of defining the moment in thought. There's that scout dead. Focused aggression. I expected these to be a little bit more active. Oh well. Time to skedaddle. Something you lot should have done a long time ago. Whoa. What's that? Well, that's bad news. That's bad news. That's some serious damage coming in. Where do I just run from? Ah, got too close to that, did I? Oh, we've all had our close calls, haven't we? You guys don't realise just how close you've had of yours. So what's the next step? Symbolism. For those of you who don't know, try this little trick. Put a lighter on the table. Focus on it. Try and remember every single little bit of it, as much as you can. Close your eyes and focus your will and picture that lighter in your head. It's easier said than done. It requires a lot of practice, doesn't it? Because there's always a little bit of that image missing. You can never get it 100% solid and fixed in your mind. It will flicker here and there. A little bit of go disappearing, you'll focus on it and some other part will disappear. So you use symbols. I can put it this way. I remember the crescent moon, which is not the same as an eclipse, by the way. Crescent moon is only half, showing the sun cannot touch the other side of the moon. You'll only ever get half a moon at any one time, unless you have a 3/4 moon, in which case you're looking at where the sun is lighting most of it up, like a full moon. An eclipse is a 3/4 circle. Crescent moon is a half circle or quarter moon. That's the true symbolism for the occult. Fixed and unchangeable. It's a requirement. But these colours, you focus on them for a short while. Little boards, different colours on each one, different symbols, circle, 5-pointed star, crescent moon. You know the symbolism. And of course, whoops. Those colours change when you get to them. You close your eyes and the colours are swapped round. Sometimes the colours are slightly different. Oh, it ain't reloaded yet. Come on. Thought I told that to read. Swap sides then, I idiot. Yep, that's dealt with. There, that. Quicker reload and a longer burn. I figured there might be a little bit more to this than we were seeing. Just a little bit further. It's another thing as well. I strip all the asteroids out. There's a gold one in here somewhere. I'll strip all the asteroids out when I've cleared the field. If I have space, hopefully I'll burn through quite a bit of ammo by then. as you would burn through your soul. Symbolism opens the mind up. Right and wrong. Do you know, I can actually feel the difference when an outside influence is trying to influence my mind, tempt me in certain ways, remind me of my past and say, look, you could do this, you could do that. And I think to myself, are you actually kidding me? And I speak in one name and they disappear. That doesn't prove the validation of that. I don't know what is. So you're strengthening your will. You're turning it into an iron bar. And here's another concept to understand. Oops. It's definitely stripped down a bit more shield than usual. The soul contains your consciousness. And just so there's no argument, think about this. When the body dies, your soul leaves. Your consciousness does not stay in your body, does it? It goes with your soul, otherwise your soul that goes to heaven will have absolutely no personality whatsoever, because it stayed with the dead flesh. So your soul carries your consciousness. Your consciousness directs your will. And in order to do astral projection, you focus your will on your soul to use it as a vessel of transport. Now, in a sense, the ideology is true, because it is. But the technique is wrong. By focusing your will on your soul, you are, in the very essence, creating a spiritual divide between your consciousness and your soul. Directing your will in that fashion doesn't require emotion, just logical thought, understanding the technique and directing the mind, your thoughts, in the correct fashion. So you're pushing against your soul and trying to use it like a car. Trouble is, your centre of being stays in the soul, only your thoughts are pulled away from it and directed. Because you are ignoring the essence of your soul and pushing against it instead. It's like you're trying to pull your very consciousness out of it. And that's never going to end well, is it? So, very essence, you are destroying yourself. Because you're quite literally screaming out that, yeah, okay, this is a useful tool, but whatever. It's like you want to disown it. So, you're pushing against the soul, creating a divide. Stripping yourself of your own moral compass, by the way. Because your soul provides you with information built into it. When you pull your consciousness away like that by putting a deliberate war with your will, you're separating yourself from its centre, not joining with it. And therein lies the deception. Because of that, you leave yourself open even more to the flesh and the temptations and demands that it puts on you because of its corrupted state. And you will end up corrupted. because you will see things that you see no problem doing because of your successes. Bear in mind, there's only evil spirits floating around in the spiritual realm on this earth. There are no souls. And angels would not help you with corruption. So you have little demons running around for you. Symbolism helps to construct the mental exercises in order to, well, do the spells. Some requires imagery and imaginings in order to create the constructs that go in between your hands or maybe directed towards a focal point in front of you, just like a prayer. A heretical, misguided prayer. Sniped it, 3 shots. Less than the cannons. And she uses 7 or 8. Wonder what I've lost. Compared to you, a lot less than what I would playing this game than doing what you do. You're quite literally handing over your soul to whoever wants to control it. And in that state, it's not him. So, astral projection, separating the soul from the body and travelling the spirit realm. Some of you say you have a spirit guide when you do that. You're still separating your soul from the body. It is possible. You've done right. But you shouldn't. Oh. I need to, why is that not reloading? I need to get my shields boosted first and I'll take him out. But yes, separate the soul from your body, you leave it uninhabited, unprotected. And there's only one person who's going to go in other than you. That's not a pretty sight to come back to, because you'll never get full control of it again. So you separate your moral compass from yourself with ease, forcing your soul to submit to your will. Bring it under your control. You're not the only ones. But you're the biggest culprits. Making it dance to your tune like that. It's an insult to your gift. You're not supposed to do that. The reason why I know I'm being tampered with is because I reversed what it teaches. You focus your will to protection of your soul. You will know when you are being tampered with. And why I can protect myself a lot better than you lot can. After all, house divided cannot stand, can it? Isn't that what's said? People would think it was because, well, Satan cannot cast out Satan. But a divided soul is easy to invade and destroy. And by doing what you do, you basically hand it over because you relinquish any control of it. Because you are not. You think you are, but you're leaving yourself wide open. And of course, when your moral devices, I need to hit him up the back end, don't I? That's where his thing is. I can get to him that way. Keeps dodging around. Cannons is probably better for this, he's a bit more active than the others. Sort of test I needed. Still gotta lead it though, it's not a snipey snipe. Come on. So, there you go, he's dead. So you reject your soul's guidance. It's quite literally self-destructive. You destroy yourself from the inside out. You leave yourself open to all kinds of influences, and first comes the lie, I said in the last one. You start believing it. Further away your moral centre is from your consciousness, the easier it is to influence your consciousness with lies. That's how it works. The lie always comes first. Have to weaken everything else before anything else can be put in place. You think your guns are turned off? Come on. Oh crap, I forgot something. Oh, what a fool. What a fool. Oh. My turrets are not targeted on bases. I've quite literally been fighting that with no backup. Now the others are joining. Those turrets should go down a lot quicker. And the harder you focus on focusing and strengthening that iron bar of a will, the further away you push yourself from your moral centre. The more you practice those kind of teachings, the worse it will get. You lose some emotional awareness. It isolates your emotions because you've separated yourself from your soul, leaving you completely susceptible to the emotions of the flesh. That's why you still feel joy. But you have to experience it physically. It's like charm works. And they come back and say, oh, thank you, it did exactly what it needed to do. To entice you and encourage you to carry on, believing the lie. Because you didn't do it, somebody else did. And there are beings that are soulless. Demons are, after all, only spirit, and so is the Nephilim. Where do you think they come from? Focusing the world is a logical action, not an emotional one. That's why it only requires your thoughts to do it. Because they can be logical and initially directed. Then you lose your emotional anchor, allowing the flesh to override. And that's all the emotions you have left. Your pleasure comes from your successes, and not from anything that has any real significance on what you could achieve. That's better than all having to get there. So, I'm hoping I've left you with a few incidentals of such things. This really is a snipe fest with these things. But it is just a game. Another distraction. Get me to ignore what's really going on. It doesn't work anymore because I understand exactly why it was created. I'm sure there's quite a few out there that work at bringing the soul to submission and to do as you will. Just like paganism says, do as you will, not as you should. There's only one name that has power over all, and I can't even mention it because of the circumstances. When you see that much corruption in the world, you really will not want to stay. And if you actually understood true faith, you'd be willing to go. The final last deceit, immortality. The last deceptive temptation. And it will take a mark to trust in a certain individual to achieve it, amongst other things. Cyborgs. Talk about issues with AI. Don't make the mistakes. It destroys you from the inside out. And you're the ones who learn how to do it. Eventually nothing looks wrong, because you no longer know what's right, because you pushed yourself so far away. Don't do that to yourselves. Hell's a one-way trip. No matter what anyone says, there's no coming back.